Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 'Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3.
Epic crash as I'm trying to go live. What's up, guys? Sorry about for that extra long pre-roll. I guess I lost the 50 of you that made it out for the Friday show. Looks like Skeleton Crew vibes again. Today is OPEX, so it can be a little bit volatile and even non-directional sometimes in these days. Coming off of a pretty crazy week, I see 37. That's epically bad. I'm gonna smoke a bowl and wait and see if anybody figures out that I relaunched. Oof. Good grief. All right, some people creeping back in. Let's see. Let's see. All right, there's 50 back, so I guess the rest of you that found it. What's going on over here? Did I fix this problem? Yeah, fixed. All right, well, shit happens was the theme of the fucking of the show's opening, and shit happened to me, and my shit crashed right when I tried to hit the live button. So, what do you guys think? Trying something else? Back in the 4K, of course. Definitely having fun with using 4K to paint stuff. You can make some crazy scenes. So this is actually a recreation of standing in Brooklyn Park and looking over at New York when it's like foggy on the East River. It's pretty dope. But yeah, you guys have heard this phrase from me before, and you know, for all the mistakes you could have made up to this point, for all the people who are popping back up out of the woodwork, that are chasing things like in the war stories without real plans, and you know, kind of crucifying yourself that like, wow, the fucking move of the century just happened and I didn't get it. You know, once you feel like that, that feeling itself is a sentiment thing, and you know, personal sentiment for you, but it's not a place that most people aren't right now. You know, it's a crowded trade at this moment, to be honest with you, right? The bulk of people missed out. Seeing the chats last year talking about your friends, you know, missed the wave and are hoping for a crash on the Fed announcement, and you know, all kinds of silly things. I always think it's funny people hope for a fucking crash. I'm like, you know, if it's crashing, you don't want it, but if you're hoping for a crash, it's not crashing. So you know, all of that is now a crowded trade. Everyone feeling like they missed out, everyone acting erratically on it, everyone being emotional about it, and you know, beating themselves up for it. And that is when it is the darkest, right? And that is always speaking of next opportunity. So when there's that much emotion in the air, there is opportunity somewhere, right? And it may not be in the assets that they're all staring at. That's the biggest thing to remember, right? That's where rotations come from. When everyone crowds one side of the equation, they leave another side of the equation vacant. So, you know, I can't pronounce it in French, but Nouvelorizon is, you know, new horizons or new beginnings. So we start from here. That wave's done, the headlines remain, everybody's caught up, everybody knows what's up. All right, now what the fuck, right? So that's the idea behind that one, if you didn't get it. The BTC, Darkest Before Dawn, you remember that one? That's part of the comic strip there, series into the end of 2018. What was that date? I think that was December 7th or December 8th, if I remember correctly. All right, let's see. So, how you guys doing? So, you guys saw the last one, right? We gave you a heads up because it was pretty crazy, but how funny is it? That's twice you've seen that, like really crazy, right? Ton of fucking symbols and oh my god. Isn't that wild? It's the same viewers. It ain't like it was some different ones who showed up and didn't know how this all works. And it's not that I'm telling you because you can't add symbols, but it's just a funny sentiment thing when everyone's mentally ready to find something to do. You know, look at where we've come from before that moment hits. I was right. It's December 7th. But yeah, right. And this is the cues. Did we reach our... We almost reached Goku wants to buy his first NFT. But, you know, it's a sentiment thing when the crowd, you know, decides, hey, now I'm ready to look for my piece of the pie, right? Because we're up a fucking mountain right now. And to get that assload of symbols, I don't know if anybody remembers the last show we got the assload of symbols on, but it was a similar thing that happened when we got it. Can anyone remember that? If you can get the note of when that like last truckload of symbols happened and we pull back, throw that in the chat. All things are connected, right? And this is when I say, like, you know, a good TA will put you in the same place as good FA, but one of the big issues is that not everybody's idea of FA or TA is the same. So it's a very broad statement people make when they think that, like, hey, you know, it's like, well, my TA fucking didn't figure this out. It's like, well, your TA doesn't include, you know, certain things that other people's TA includes. And one of the things that we include, you know, more so than most other people, apart from like, you know, geometric shapes and indicators, is the actual sentiment and mood of the people that make up these geometric shapes on the chart, right? Because it's people get lost sometimes in the candles and stuff, or the, you know, the colors of their indicators and whatnot, and they forget what you're graphing, right? You're locating populations of people, right? You know, that's what the VPBR tells you. Where is there a whole lot of people fucking in play? And that's why we create a level right here, right? This entire fucking zone is just a churn. And so markup above this is possible. We had a little flag, we pumped out. This was in another show we did this on I think in the Bedouin. And now we've corrected back, but we're still above this system, right? This is the last major system we have here. So every time the market pulls back, one thing you do want to see is that everyone, you know, feels like it's over and they missed it. And that's definitely there. That people aren't looking at this like, oh, this bull flag is a chance to buy again. Right, it could be that silly. Let's see. Put on something a little lower. Right, who's to say that this isn't really what's happening now? As long as we stay above this system, it's still possible. You gotta remember, right? Think about how easily you get sucked into this. Most of you don't realize, the scale of this pullback is pretty much exactly the size of this guy. What is the size of that guy? Not nearly the size of this guy. And all the way up, right? The sentiment's the same when it's time to fucking go time, right? Everybody's mind fucked right in the bottom of the bull flags. And right now you can sense it. Every time the market takes a little dip, everybody's ready to go, fuck it. Every time it resumes, it's like, oh man, we should pull back a bit more so I could get a better deal. But both sides of that is an unwillingness to act on what's in front of everyone's faces. So right now you can kind of detect that, right? People are pissed of how far it's gone, pissed about what they did or didn't get out of it, wanted to crash so they could get a better deal. But if it crashes, oh my gosh, the recession's coming that we all were worried about. And it leaves people in this crazy place that they can't fucking act on what the fuck is going on. It's really crazy. But that's really the sentiments you have up here in this current most recent bull flag that is still in trend. The pullback is really not so bad, right? It's just a 2-day pullback. So Armageddon's not nigh, right? So now it's just a matter of patience again, right? To find your way into something. If it's going to rotate, can it go back further? Totally. But to give you this sentiment of where we are, right? And this is what we told you. We could likely slam into a range of volume up here, which it did, on the bottom side and deflect. And now to see if we go back and fully test the area and get inside this area. So for right now, we're leaving one system. But I made that guy white. I'll just do the same for this. Damn it. Right, we're one system here, and we're between systems right now. So right now, nothing really major. This resolution has really happened. It's an inflection point to pay attention to. The timing of it, of course, revolves heavily around watching this guy. And we wanted to keep track of this situation, right? Because right now, this little rotation, this is where you guys did the truckload of symbols sitting on 1339. What an interesting place everybody showed up at, right? Talking about this being a very complacent area in the VIX, and then having everyone show up to literally, go for broke on fucking symbols right on a key level that happens to be the VIX level that launched us into fucking COVID of all things. So, it's not some bullshit level. It's pretty insane what level that actually happened to be. So while we watch this again, right, we watched it before when we popped up. If we faded back down to it, you can get a market rip. We're outside of a bull flag though, so we do want to pay attention to that. And we're under a very key emotional level we have from Trolex. Definitely always going to keep track of that. So right now, you've got a flag here and a possible flag here, and you definitely want to pay attention if this guy rotates and finds his way up off of 1339. That's not good. We'll use blue. And makes a second floor here and finds his way up off 1339 and rotates out of this, right? Houston, we're going to have a problem. So we're paying attention to the possibility of that happening. He fades back under here again and actually managed to go deeper. That's probably the fucking trade that nobody in the volatility sphere is expecting right now, because right now nobody's expecting us to be down by fucking 13, and the market actually hauling ass at the speed it's going, because right now the implied volatility doesn't really reflect the fucking kind of insanity going on in some of the stocks that are ripping at the levels that they are, from Metas to Nvidias and whatnot. It looks like the market shouldn't be moving it much at all. I'll make that guy. Let's make him. Whoops. No. Q white. Make you. That's kind of bullish. So we'll make him green. I can make him aqua. All right, like that. So everybody got all that? Everybody caught up to everything? So I've seen comments, in those videos and the war stories and everything, and I think everybody is finally woken up. And when everybody wakes up, it doesn't mean the bull market's over, because everybody had to be in also for it to be over. So I think everybody's kind of like a little on edge, but usually that's still a place where you can have a lot more gas, right? One thing that people can't do is buy high and sell even higher. And that's the reality of where we are. If we're in trend, then, all things are still possible. Anyways, everybody catch up to that. We still Skeleton Crew vibes. What are we at? 84 followers, 84 viewers. Pretty rough, guys. Pretty rough. Gonna be fucking slitting my wrist anytime now. I'm gonna try to endeavor to get you guys actually out in this one. I got somewhere to be, but I gotta get you guys out before the bell this time. So no 2-hour specials on a Friday, motherfuckers. Hopefully you guys have had a good week. Some of you had some. We had 2 different people have their best months ever, and that's also interesting to note, right? Like if you had your best month ever, and the bulk of people missed this, that's not a coincidence, right? That's literally how it works. If everybody's around, there's no best month for you to have. So pay attention to that for everybody who fell asleep for a half a year, right? That's what opportunity looks like. It looks like fucking a ghost town. Oh yeah, here's a comic. Somebody put it in chat. That's the phrase. It's always darkest before dawn, And this speaks just to a sentiment in many things. It doesn't have to be the depths of hell of a bear market, right? It's the fact that like opportunity is knocking when everyone's emotions are in the fucking shitter. And that's what was going on here also. Let me zoom in. This was the bottom of BTC. Kind of funny, but did all the OGs help wreck markets at the same time? Get an email, you fucked up when BTC passed their fairness, so now acknowledging your BS. The correlated move you're seeing with RAN and OGs, this guy all at the same time, that's the same herd moving again. And this is when they all started crying to each other that, they had fucked everybody over because they had, and they were all fucking like now at the same moment of fucking trying to save face. And when everybody's in their feels, right, everybody's not looking. So that's the one thing you take note of. And that's the kind of same mood I detect right now. Everybody's in their feels. And that is the attitude, like somehow the party's over. And, that's usually when the party's just beginning, party over there. So right now, to think to call tops or that it's over is illogical because most of the people doing that really didn't get it, right? And there's still room for them to get in and get caught in the top that they're not caught in yet. So for the most of the people talking that, they're just not in here. Until those people are in here and they're calling for ridiculous targets, right? We keep our eyes on the prize. All right. So you guys get the sentiment, I think. Totally. You like that? I got multiple shows, themes into the same show. So we're all kind of keeping tabs on the extremely emotional state of the market as we come up here. And people try to figure out what the fuck is going down. All right, time to switch it up. I know there's somebody out there that loves my voice coming through this thing. Little change of pace, motherfuckers. All right. So let's see if anybody got me a war story today. Did anybody give me a war story? Let's see. Where's Reddit? Should be some. It's a good weekend to get some up there if you haven't done it yet. All right. Let's see. From Google Hangouts to Discord, first ever war story. Wait, what? What's going on here? Unmasked Peter Parker. It takes time. Well, that's very concise, sir. It takes time. What are you saying? Not exactly sure what's happening here, but it looks like you won this one, so I'm happy for you on that one. What's it say? This play might have taken close to 3 weeks to play out, but my entry is shit. This is the worst story starting out just right. My organization is a 5 of 10, so there are plenty of things to be worked on. Hell, I don't even know what time frame I made my entry on because of my poor organization skills. Oh my gosh. Well, at least this is honest. This play came together by Cash saying in pre-market prep that Bank of America as well as banks is something to watch on higher time frames. After watching off and on for a week or so, the earnings for the week listed by Izzy pointed out JPM. That gave me some confidence to continue looking at BAC because by that it was a little mindfuck to see BAC come up off the lows and go up a couple bucks. My entry was off what was a gap to the lows. If price made it back above that price, then it's probably time to consider an entry. Okay, so this is the rationale use. I got you. The bad part of all this is playing into earnings. It wasn't one of my best decisions to play it, yet the JPM having a good earnings, the breakout of the flag on the high side, and the Bank of America earnings the following week posted by AZ on Reddit was my cue to hold. It played out into 8R return and a free roll on my portfolio, keeping up with Reddit, Twitter, Discord, and any posts that have been a grind, but have shown me how unorganized I am, and if I want to make this a full-time profession, that a lot more has to go into preparation, organization, time management. Wow. Okay. So the chart looked as crazy as what you wrote me, because I really didn't know what the actual fuck is going on here. But 100%, you don't want to blind, like, that's not the point. It's for me to say Cass said X, so I just smashed this and held into an earnings that I'm not even sure what's going on, but one guy wanted, like, that's like, it's by the grace of fucking God you're still alive, man. This is a very crazy war story, and it's like, as much as I'm happy you won it, you don't have any idea how you won it. So that's cool to chalk up a win, but please God, don't do anything that looks like this ever again. Like, ever again. Like, don't do it. And anybody else, right? Definitely at least figure out what your plan is, where you have, an idea of what you want to, make based on your risk that you're defining. Like, you should have statistics to tell you, like, what your general R's you generally make are. Understand where you're defining your stops and based on what resolution of time you're doing it, and, have some general idea of what you're doing. Have something you're stalking, right? This isn't stalking. This is like, a drunken stumble into somebody in a nightclub. But yeah, I'm glad you won on it, but look at some of the other war stories you see, and everyone lays out quite easily. If you look, you see how entry logic looks, you see where people define risk, and you see people mentioned in war stories stalking things for like larger spans of time. That's where you want to get to, not hopping around. And if I said something in market prep and that was your motivation, that means you never had any plan walking in the door, and so the only plan you have is what I might say. You want to take what I have to say and add it to your body of thought and help you make a more informed decision. You don't want to, like Cash just said, X. All right, that's just what FOMO channels do. Is what I exactly don't want people doing in here. A blind taxi driver will never get to his destination, motherfucker. If he's blind, why the fuck is he driving the taxi in the first place? I get the analogy, but that's kind of crazy, right? So. All right, well, hopefully I gave you meaningful feedback on that one. I hope it was useful to everybody else. Let's see, who's this? SB Crypto. So he says, from Google Hangouts to Discord. So were you in my Google Hangout? Because Google Hangout days is like 2016 and earlier. Anyway, hi everyone, it's Barkefeld. Oh yeah, you're from 2015 era, you said, right? I'm a newcomer to Discord community. My trading story began somewhere in 2016 when I was looking for an internship but couldn't find one. Through various connections on Twitter, I ended up interacting with someone who introduced me to Kaz and introduced me to the world of trading. I was 15 years old back then, and now 21. No shit. Good grief. Alright, I embarked on an adventure I had no idea about. Through this person, I joined Kaz's Google Hangouts and saw charts for the first time in my life. I did not know you were 15 back then. You sneak. I participated in a few combos but quickly stopped. Despite leaving the Hangouts at the time, trading was something I never really lost interest in. I continued trading a lot of cryptocurrencies in the following years and always kept an eye on Kaz's updates on Twitter. Now after 7 years, I'm back and want to take trading seriously by actively participating in the Discord community and striving to progress step by step. I know I have a long way to go, but I'm grateful for all the help that is offered. I heard about the strength in Microsoft from the stream, the real Nomics transcendence, so I drew a bull flag and observed what happened. Important, making sure that my stop loss is based on price structure and then limiting the maximum risk percent of my entire portfolio value. Yeah, so that's exactly the part I want unmasked, right? What you did. This is the kind of thing you should take from war stories, right? And everybody's a pro or anything on here, but people are laying out their thought processes. They start to figure out more pieces of the puzzle to keep track of to keep themselves from getting killed. First ever trade on the stream, Intel paper trade. It's a cool shit, and that's the thought process, right? This looks like a mind-blowing fucking catch on the bottom. So don't know if you know your goal is to go for knife catches on bull flag rotations. This is likely something that you take many more tries at than you want to admit. You're usually not going to pull that off in your first try. So, we don't exactly do that. And can you do this? Yeah, if you're nimble enough to do it, sure. But if you find your statistics are crazy trying that, pay attention next time we do a concept call. But good play. That Microsoft was a monster, right? Fucking literally next day got that AI announcement. AI announcements coming out of everybody. Apple, Microsoft. It's the new .com era. .ai, motherfuckers. How did that feel to it? I gotta say, the AI thing. It's literally very. It's just like when they had guys adding blockchain, to their business. But this is bigger. AI is definitely like more akin to the .com, adding .com onto your fucking company equal moon. So right now, if you say AI anything, right, it's kind of the same thing. All right, so cool. I got your war stories. Thanks for doing war stories. Where is my charts? There's one more war story. Let me see. I don't see one. Oh, okay. You read me a book, motherfucker? Larry 2 times. All right. The drift, complacency, and falling into the empty space. Good morning, Kaz and Eco. Trying to avoid writing a book. Cool. Today, so we don't have a 3-hour special. Damn right, motherfucker. I'm trying to be out of here in like 10 minutes. I lost track of myself. There really is so much intel. What am I saying? There really is so much I need to write about. I'm going to keep it simple. So one of the trading goals was to post monthly scorecards to journal my progress, and the fact that my last war story was over a year ago shows how complacent I've been. I wanted to start off with a thank you to Kaz for waking my ass up and making me realize I was completely asleep at the wheel for the first half of the year. I failed to catch my own sentiment and could not see that I've drifted. I got caught in my feels about previous losses and was unable to act and make new plans due to trying to make back the damage from FTX. Oof. And see, like where FTX plays into the scheme of things, right? It definitely left a bunch of major sentiment damage. A lot of people, and really crypto too, right? That's why I told you it was really weird that you have a purely crypto-centric room, and as crypto goes crazy and fucking BTC fucking does 100%, there's no one saying a word about it. And it's really the FTX damage that did that. Like, it created a massive sentiment gap where just people were like, I don't want to hear about crypto right now. And that's really what let him run. Realizing with the help of my fellow acolytes, guardians, and of course your recent write-ups and show themes, I was stuck in a hindsight mind and had to change the fundamentals to begin rotating my big-ass bull flag. Awesome. I like the usage. And I'm gonna cut one there. Okay, I got my free roll for the day. Sweet. Okay, I can fucking pay attention. Sorry. Oh yeah, that alert I knew about. Sorry, I have stuff in there. I had to pay attention. Sorry about that. I know that comes out real bad if you got headsets. What were they saying? The dick kicks all year were finally enough to make me see what was right in front of me, kicking me out of my empty space. Was able to put a plan in action. These past 2 months have been my best trading months ever. That's 3 people having their best months ever. Very fucking happy to see that, because I was feeling like you guys were on a respirator for a while. So like, I'm really happy to see like 3 different people saying that at the same time is pretty badass. My main focus was to get reorganized and develop my good habits on my day-to-day so I can actually use the intel I was subscribing to. My ticker list was reduced to OnlyFans material and odd ticker that looked good on the show. That's exactly, like, that's good. That's a really good example of how to thin your shit out, right? You don't have to have everything. You may have some of your own ideas, and then if I throw something out there that looks kind of cool or is in the same space as it, check him out. But you don't want to live and breathe off, I just said X and that's the only thing I got going on, because that will give you FOMO when you're like, well, he's right on a lot of stuff, so I better jump on this. That's what will cause you to, like, I'm always not going to hit everything I say, but if you like leap at it because your assumption is that like well he's accurate in a ton of stuff, that'll put an emotional bias on everything you do next. So you don't want to be triggered by like me saying anything. You want to have like your own ideas, and what I say kind of helps add to your perspectives on ideas you already have. If you are reactive to what I say, you're going to be emotional when that happens. My main focus was to get readers and develop good habits day to day. Okay, now I got that. Here's some of my recent trades. Most of them were one-of-ones. My hit rate has gone up drastically, almost 70% on high time frames. There's a few more, but they're still on free rolls, so don't want to jinx it. You just jinxed it, motherfucker. You guys stop talking about having fucking other plays open. Just don't say shit till you're actually out. Like, please, God, stop it. Still not where I want to be in terms of discipline and consistency, but the journey is the focus as I continue to better myself 1% a day. I really can't thank you enough, Cash, for the constant effort you put into the eco. You're truly one of a kind, and I'm extremely grateful to have a mentor like you in my life. No problem, man. A mentor that not only teaches us how to fish, but kicks you in the dick. No, but pushes us to be better human beings. Thank you for sharing your life's work with us. You're giving us the keys to the universe. Well, I appreciate you guys taking time to look at it. Most people thought I was crazy, so I do like seeing people use my ideas and improve their life with it. That's a special kind of position to be in. So you're most welcome, man. Just make it to the next fucking echelon, and write me some big ass 7-digit scorecard. I want to see that next. And don't wait another year to post one, bitch. Post one next month. But good stuff. Oh yeah, so here's your wins. What do you get? Steel, that was one of the guys in the steel and the metals basket we had. SLB in the oil basket. Oh, he's just playing everything. And Snap, you actually followed that piece of crap. I haven't even looked at Snapchat in a long time. XRP, good shit. Had him in the channel also. ETH, we have that on the show and all over the place. BTC. So he didn't have to invent any kind of list, right? He has one random, which is crazy, that in Snapchat, but he generally just, we've talked about all of these. You don't have to go looking under a rock to find what the next good play is. There's a lot of stuff in motion right now, especially like I told you, once tech priced up, it put everything else in the market in motion. So there's stuff to play all over the place. Good shit. All right, let me get you guys to a macro. And let's see. So we're at 912. Gonna move fast. Very good shit. Do you have fucking 100 people here yet? Slackers. 91. Wow. Alright, no biggies. So macro things, we start off, we were looking at Qs again. Pre-market, right? We're gonna open somewhere inside of this that we could be in the bull flag. This doesn't actually have to be a rotation, a gap. Guess let it develop and see what he does. Could he still make it down and test out the system? Totally can. But patience is a virtue. Again, today's OPEX, keep that in mind. No major events from the US on announcements wise. SPY things. Looking at him. Right, we actually forecasted for a pullback from here. Thought he would make it. He didn't quite make it. Generally like to see him hit it, flush, and then shockwave on the system. That's the exact level. So, could this go back and throw into there and then stall? Possible. Does it have to go down, pull back a little more like the Q show? Gonna have to kind of look how Dick Rule says how we open on the day, and if we stay off the opening and run from there. That's probably gonna be the best way to watch this today, if we're gonna sustain this gap and push back up or not. If you remember, we had shown you this, right? We had a little range right here. We'd shown you that we could bomb out under, so probably pay attention to that, on the micros levels when we open, how we open. If we don't get back through there, we're gapping up right there right now. So if we Dick Rules hold on this and onto the system and push up, then we have a chance to have a bullish day off of that. But this is probably the line in the sand again, since you're opening right there on the gap. QQQ, don't forget a version of that, right? So that's way up there for the Qs. Diamond things, more bullish on the diamonds while the Qs take a break. A lot of people tend to take their eyes off this, right? And we always tell you guys, there's a way to watch this by watching diamond QQQ. This starts bouncing, the move isn't in the Qs, right? And this guy started to bounce right now. And it's like the same thing we see a blow off in BTC dominance, and fucking all of a sudden the shitcoins come to life. Well, the blow off in this guy fucking, depending on how you quote it, diamond Qs, tanking like this is a pure tech rally. This is when fucking you don't want to be fucking focused on tech if this keeps pushing. So if this guy manages to flag more than just a little blip on the radar like this, but stays pushing like so, right, that's actually a chance for things that are not fucking tech to fucking have strength. And things like Bank of America, right, the banks, right now, while tech is weak, the real strength is on the other side of the market. We've seen this before. Industrials and banks would go when fucking tech is fucking a dog, right? And so you kind of have the similar thing happening right now. You have like guys like, energy guys. Well, he's not going to look too good this morning. He's gapping down a little bit. But you've had strength in other places that weren't tech. Izzy said the NASDAQ rebalance will be this Monday. And I think on that rebalance, Activision comes out of the NASDAQ 100 and TTD goes in. So definitely interesting to see. If you guys pay attention, TTD was in the channel also with Shopify. And this guy popped over a trigger right now. So with the add to NASDAQ and, why am I in 12 hours? That's so weird. The add to NASDAQ and the market, likely still carrying a bullish sentiment to it, don't call tops, right? This guy's rotating an epic bull flag also, and you guys know what, the top 2/3 of the bull flag is as far as sentiment. We relate to the Obama cycle. Nobody's ever in this part because this is too much to bear. So that's TTD, DXY. Oh, no, we did VIX already. So DXY. Flagging again up through this very critical level here. This is a big range. This is part of the 7-year range. The 7-year box range right here. So this is the high of the system on 100. And so 100 is a good psychological level and a good level as far as the high of the original high of this entire system for 7 years. So we want to pay attention to this. I probably could cut some of this stuff off. We're having a reaction here. I think it's probably better if we track these guys through stuff like this. And so the pullback in the bounce in the DXY is really this, right? So we're in a decent trend in European currencies against the dollar. GBP was a leader in this before. He's pulling back a little bit off his main angle. And this is that DXY bounce that we see. So, will we give up this trend? Probably at least, pay attention to what's going on here and see if a bigger corrective structure is going to come out of, out of GBP. And if he's going to do something like that, then the DXY is going to get real gas. But if he holds and, if he maybe dips through it, then comes back and then goes back out, right? Trend will continue. So we want to see if we hold this trigger area for GBP. That's pretty much your main line in the sand coming off of the big angle right now. JPY things, don't take your eyes off this stuff. Told you that. Flags here. And the JPY, as long as he's going to stay weak, the Nikkei trend can still stay intact. So there's a couple of these guys that are moving that are definitely worth paying attention to that no one's watching. Just, bull market of the century going on in currencies that nobody gives a shit. MXN, one of the guys you pay attention to, right? Looks pretty good. Still doing bull market things up here, right? So unless something changes drastically with the situation, with what's going on in Japan, this likely, has room to keep on running. But crypto things. So BTC dominance, watching this, still peeling down under 50%. Crypto still kind of stalled in the range right now. Not really gotten out of the same emotional box as Trolex Shockwave from August last year. It still has ETH tied up. It's failed to break out of it twice now. Don't really consider 2,000 a real level. I think, like I said, 2220 is more of a key level if he gets there. So just be patient to see what this can do, right? And see if the VIX actually allows more risk assets to keep some upside gas. Not that guy. Watching things like MicroStrategy, he's been super strong right now. Bullish views on Bitcoin ETFs over in Europe, and Gensler is upset that the judges didn't fucking, help him fucking screw over anybody else while he tries to get revenge for Sam and his cricket ass. Somebody did point out the fact that Gensler himself shilled Algorand, and when he was cool with Sam, crypto was great. Now that everything's a fucking security and he thinks the justices don't know their job and he needs to get somebody to fucking get somebody to get somebody. It's such a load of bullshit. But at any rate, paying attention to this right now, MicroStrategy and the 4-year fucking moving averages seem to be the fucking the alpha in the system. So there is this bullish stuff going on over here. Especially these older bull guys here. Even Mara. So Mara's even reached a place that we have a zone here. We told you it was a good place to pay attention if you got back. So, interesting things happening in the world of crypto. And Riot blockchain we haven't looked at in a while, but all of them coming back from the depths of hell. So that's okay. It's crypto things. Is that everything I need to get? Yeah, somebody asked me the Nikkei can pull him up as far as indexes go. Right, I don't know why I put this on here May 8th. I don't remember why I put that on here. So the Nikkei, well, I have him on a different graph. Let's just leave this here and let's get an idea where the world's at, right? So Stop it. So the Nikkei, you know, he's been like the best of breed. Oh, I'm way out there since COVID times. Nikkei is kind of the gas. Some of these symbol things aren't turning on for God knows what reason. But you can see where Germany is right here, and fucking can't remember who this guy is. Think he's the S&P 500. I don't know what's going on with these symbol labels. It's all fucked up. Right? Things don't look half as bad when you look out here. Things seem to be really in a big bull flag, you know? Kind of just chilling at highs. So as long as you zoom out and keep perspective on this, right, things don't look nearly as terrible as people want to believe every time we get a small pullback. Go down to the resolutions. You can see, you know, in June, Nikkei topped himself out in June a little bit. Some of the markets have been pushing a little bit while he's topped out into July. But for the most part, right, it's been a consolidation with the leader first, and then some of the rest of us kind of chilling for a second. So just looking at where things are, right, things don't look fucking nearly as terminal as people think they should look. All right, I need symbols, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Got minutes, so I'm gonna give you a couple. Symbol drop, symbol drop. What you got? What you got? Got 9 minutes, bitches. Not too many symbols. All right. ALRS, ALRS. Oh wait, what? ALRS on MOEX. Okay, Russian stocks, dig it. I want to see some more international stock stats. Oh, I did get it right. Okay, so Russia, obviously not nearly as fucked over as people would expect with what the U.S. has been trying to do to it. Yeah, I'm super excited to do TA and foreign stocks. I never really got to do that. So, bull flag is a bull flag is a bull flag, right? Let's see. It looks pretty good. So on this wick low, this is pretty epic over here. February. This is invasion things. So he held that, huh? Yeah. Wow. Okay. And then I like to watch this high he's got right here. This throwback. We did a little stop run on this low right here. I think that's kind of your line in the sand to see if he can get out of there. Let's see real quick. Yeah, I'm super curious to look at foreign stocks. Let's go back in time and look how good that is. So see this level right here? I like that level. Oh my god, they did something that makes it so hard to turn on the fucking trend lines. So this guy's got good, Jesus Christ. Good interactions there. Good blast off move there. Good blast off above it. So he's got good action, you know, above this level. Not sure he's going to hold a system as small as this, but I think you want to track him and see what structure you get. Could go back through it, could hold on top of it. You ideally want to see him hold on top of it, but you're watching to see him clear above this system right here. And Nikkei, I just did the Nikkei, full flagging along with the other indexes. Rocket, ROKT is ETF for some aerospace guys. So we had this on the show from a while ago. Is this the only one we did? Rocket. Yes. Okay. So that was Rocket, and we talked about that with some aerospace dudes. They were sitting at highs. It's a big rotation right there. So with him going out top, oof, that's ugly. I think you want to see him just sustain a break above this, and if possible, give you something else on top of it to go again. MKRUSD. MKRUSD. I know you guys asked this one already. MKRUSDT. There it is. Yeah, you asked me this already. All right. So last time we talked about him, zoom in. So it looks like he's doing what we said, right? Nomics and floor, possibly higher floor. This bull flag, if he extends out, he's now actually an uptrend. Oh, there's a big bar right there. Couldn't see it. It's okay. So he's up here now. So now we're looking for him to do some kind of structure. Big old climax. He probably gets some kind of structure inside this range on the trigger, and then he does this again. You know, that looked pretty good. It might be something worth paying attention to. Some other guys in crypto. Shout out to Izzy. Appreciate the bit, sir. Solana USDT. I have him. Solana USDT right here. And so we had a low flag on this guy, and we want to see him rotate up from wherever we drew this back here. He looks like he dipped one more time, and he came back, and we dipped to the slow system. And now he's back on top of this trigger. Same spike we see in that MKR guy. So we want to see this dude. Probably watch them both since they're kind of correlated in that pump they've got. Let's see. Wick low there. Okay. So that's a flag for now. He's rotated. He's held that low, broke that low there. So that's actually his flag on trigger. So might be worth keeping eyes on this guy and MKR and crypto as a whole. If these guys are, you know, the timings of these bull flags might give us some insights into some other dudes. Vallejo on Euronext. Vallejo. It's 926, bitches. Vallejo and Euronext. Vallejo futures? Is this what you're asking me? Why y'all motherfuckers have to give me some? You gotta give me the exact ones and these confusing ass foreign ones. Vallejo dividend. I don't know. Too difficult. Not sure. Gonna have to go to the next one. MSI. We talked about this guy before. He's a sleeping giant that nobody pays attention to on big resolution. If you pay attention to this guy, he's been doing epic shit. The cheat sheet we originally put up on TradingView from years ago is down here. And this guy has been running pretty much no one paying any attention to him whatsoever. But Motorola Solutions is fucking one to watch on aerospace, Space Cash right now. I think you give a shit about what he's doing right now. Over top of the system, held on that resolution. That's the flag to rotate up, and then the flag right here he has a chance, you know. I think I gotta go on that one. USDT, INJ. Somebody asked this a million times. So did the Nomics end, and that guy's in motion. So you're watching him at highs. It is 9:27, bitches. It's gonna be the last one. So yeah, I think you're watching him there. Zoom out on this motherfucker. What's he at? So in the depths of a bull flag rotation here, where's he back at? Right on this wick, actually. Damn it. High 10:59. Be specific with stuff like this. Yeah, so he's cooking under. So that's what you're watching. Is possible. Alright, bitches. 9:28. Got it done in the old time slot. Hope you guys had a good week. Make sure, you know, if you had a good week, you get out there and fucking enjoy life, right? There's always tomorrow, bitches. Till next time, stay safe, motherfuckers. Catch you on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.